In this project, we had to design an experience inspired by a certain brand. We wanted to focus on creating an experience that would amplify the concept of identity in a suitable setting for the ISM Hexadome. Our objective was to find a brand, discover its identity, and turn it into art.
The first thing we had to do was to understand the medium in which we were working. The ISM Hexadome is a unique structure and an immersive 360 audiovisual installation, combining art and technology together. We wanted to define our project within the frameworks of this structure, as we were going to present our work in a similar setup at our university by the end of the project. So we had to investigate the capabilities of such a setting in order to integrate it in our project in the best way possible.
Through our research and investigation, we came upon many choices to choose for a brand, and finally we decided to go with an iconic fashion house, which was Chanel. We had to dig very deep into the characteristics of the brand and also its founder, Coco Chanel herself. To our understanding, the very main root of the birth of Chanel as a brand has always been about standing up to the demanding social improvements of its time. That was one of the main reasons for us to choose Chanel as our source of inspiration.
At the same time, we decided to look at the concept of identity from a different perspective. We figured psychology is one of the most important doors that we must open for examining this subject. And after some research, we came upon Erich Fromm's idea over the concept of identity. According to Fromm, life is fraught with anxiety and powerlessness because of our separation from nature and from one another.
We needed another complementary element to convey our message in a more proper way. And the mirror was our answer. In terms of spiritual symbolism, mirrors reflect the truth. They reflect what is. Mirrors invite us to know ourselves better. Also, mirrors refers to why iconic feature of Chanel boutique, which were designed by Coco Chanel. At the end, all that we studied became the foundation of what Metanoia should be.
Metanoia is about the journey of a character who is born from the stars and tries to find out who she really is. Through her journey, she faces different figures who are really attractive to her. So she wants to be like them and as a result starts to act like them. In the effort to follow them and gain their love and respect, she loses herself and has nothing left. In the end, she realizes that her only way of finding out who she really is to get rid of the approval of all the other figures that she has faced with. And eventually that is what she does.
All of this process happens in 3 screens, and the other 3 screens are the mirror images of the main screens. So the whole story is happening in front of a mirror, and our audience is located between the main screen and the mirror one. The mirror image is representative of the main character's inner self. As the main character starts to gain other figures' approval, she doesn't follow her mirror image anymore. And with each gained approval, the mirror image becomes more limited. She starts to follow the main character again at the moment that she decides to get rid of the approvals she seeks from others. And we get to see them reconnected to each other.
We knew from the beginning of this project that the visual imagery and also the sound design were the 2 key aspects of this experience. As a result, we decided to go with contemporary dance as our narrative framework, and for the audio experience, we had to compose original music which fitted to our storyline.
Auditory part of our journey consists of 2 sections, digital and analog, representing opposite sides of life and our identities like the idea of yin-yang. In our case though, they are not in a balanced state. The dark, digital side is the main force that drives the experience. However, as the music feels like it's faster and more complicated with every section, it starts to crumble under its own weight, eventually crushing down into nothingness. After a couple of seconds of crushing silence, synthesized heartbeats leave the scene and actual heartbeats take its place, accompanied by the angelic voice of a soprano section of the choir. The climax happens when the rest of the orchestra joins, and with the church organ that supports both soprano and bass sections. Making the music feels like it's faster without changing the tempo is not the only illusion that we utilize to make our experience immersive as it is.
After we were done with sound design, the next step was to coordinate and direct one dance performance which could convey our concept. We needed to sit down with our performers, explaining the story to them and what each of their roles would mean. We had several meetings with them and they were so patient and supportive with us, especially Hanieh, who played our main character. All of them did a really great job and we got the perfect footage that we intended to on our shooting day.
In the end, it worked. We were able to implement our idea and see it become real. Our experience was shown in a setup similar to the real Hexadome in our median campus in the university. To witness our audience watching our story was an extremely rewarding feeling. We received good feedback from our audience and we watched firsthand how they reacted to the experience. Metanoia was able to convey the message in the way that we wanted to.